Good morning, you bad, beautiful bitches. It's Wednesday morning. Pretty recognizable man here, okay? I Hate College remix. Ring a bell? Anybody? Hello. Sammy Adams on the No Limits podcast, bringing you all things Hollywood. He's now a man with a wife, which is pretty cool. Also Peep the Ring, also married. Got that in common. Coming out with new bangers, end of March, I believe. Sit back, relax, ladies and gentlemen. This is a No Limits podcast. Hugs and kisses, absolutely. Love ya.
I've been doing a lot of writing, producing with people from Sony ATV who I'm signed to for publishing. And one of the people were basically one of my boys who I do a lot of sync work, stuff for movies. I'm thinking maybe to start taking my name off of it or just using my government is Samuel Adams Wisner.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The founding father.
So when people are like, oh, it's fucking the Adams family, huh? You racist cunts. I'm like, my great grandfather fucking freed the slaves from the Amistad. Suck on my balls, bro.
That's it.
Of course I'd be a white rapper.
That
let's get to it.
Needs to be right before the beat drop. You just need to say that line and then go right into it.
But dude, on Power, that's fucking huge. How's that experience, being on set and all that shit?
Dude, it's unreal. It's what's crazy about it is you have an idea of what it's gonna be like,
right?
And then once you get your whole own even on not when I was on 90210, I was doing a pop song.
Yeah.
So I was in the non-AC'd camper.
Yeah, right.
He's the talent.
Yeah.
You were Sammy Adams on that.
Yeah.
You were playing Sammy Adams.
So
okay,
so
yep.
it was a different role. I would say the only negative part of the thing was there's a lot of miscommunication between the music director is the people that are running the show. No smoke on anyone, but it should be more dialed.
It's a little messy when you get in there.
Yeah, and it's when I record, I don't just go in and toss verses down like a herb. This should work out.
Yeah.
You know what? This should be fine.
Yeah,
it's I want if it's gonna be on the song used on a TV show,
right?
I want it to be solid. For some other people, they were like, I took way too long. That's fine. But the whole being on the set, you don't understand how many takes you have to do. And it's I swear to God, they'll just be let's get the girl in the pink hoodie to just this way.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
Oh, no.
Oh.
4 hours into it.
Especially you just smashed your lines.
And
you're I don't know if I can do that again.
I mean, one of the guys is so after you hear the earwig go off, you're lip syncing. I'm like, bro, why do I have a fucking earwig? How do I lip sync if I don't have the track? I'm not fucking Eminem, dude. Yeah. It's it was insane, but it also it worked perfectly. I have such an appreciation for actors because it's most of them were super nice to me. A lot of them have a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
Whether it's other shows or scheduling stuff, but it was great. I had a really good time. It's phenomenal how many people are on set. There was it was kind of a middle school-ish vibe, talent show. I was supposed to be 18. I'm 36, dude. I was are you guys putting a fucking Snapchat baby filter on me?
You're wearing a DC hat.
Right.
Yeah.
You look just like Rob Dyrdek on Ridiculousness. They're okay, wait a minute.
It's they just literally it's are you just gonna just absolutely superimpose Justin Bieber with bangs? I don't know how this is gonna work. And it's I absolutely loved it, but it was wild how one thing can set the director off.
Right.
And it's okay, the names for people too. It's why the fuck would you ever want to be an actor, an extra?
Yeah, you're there for hours.
It's the non-talker. Shut the fuck up. It's I'm am I not talking? Like,
What am I talking?
I'm like, do I have this earwig in? What the fuck
You're
is
like,
going
line?
on here?
What's my line?
Line. But that's sick, dude. I dove deep into Power. So, like, I was big on that. Like, so did you get to meet Tariq? Because I feel like in real life, I just automatically assume he's like what he's like in the show, and I would hate him.
So I got
hate
to
him.
meet
That little punk.
Yeah.
I got to meet like so it's Raising Canaan.
Yeah, that's
but-
the spinoff, right?
Yeah, so that's
right.
that's like the spinoff, and I've had a couple songs on it, just for like sync and stuff.
Yeah.
which is great. But once you like I caught up on it and started to like watch it, and like it's cool how the OG actors come and check on.
Oh, really?
Like the other dudes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it ain't 50. Like 50.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
50
right.
ain't coming by like, yo, how the
Everything
fuck
good?
is Cannon doing? It's like there's no fucking chance that's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like you can tell that there's like some camaraderie between them, and it's like obviously it's a successful show. So
Right.
it was like super fun to be a part of, because like a lot of the acting stuff that I almost did in LA, unfucking bearable.
Really?
Like just
Like hated all sides of it. Going
like,
to the auditions.
I think there was one like an almost acting class that I had to do, and I was ready to throw in the towel within like meeting the instructor. Like now I have to look like he really is giving this. I really do feel this this monologue is really hitting for me.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
It's like before the Gen Z slang too. I can't imagine what it's like now. Like she's serving down. It's like I just couldn't do that.
It's given. Whenever someone starts a sentence with "it's given," I will load a revolver and put it in my own mouth because I'll be like, I'm done.
I've had people in New York that are like just like OGs to what they do, like clothing lines, like just great solid businesses. Like, is it not giving this? I'm like, you're fucking 55.
God.
I don't know what is giving what, but
Yeah. It's. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yikes.
Oh.
Acting be? Is there any thought in doubling down on acting? Like after doing Power, were you really interested in getting more heavily involved?
I would love to. I think the opportunity of like getting out of the music lane, which obviously my role was very like dialed into that. My role was literally on the email, white kid.
You're like inappropriate.
Right.
I was like, born for this. I'm born for this. But I think like it's a lot fucking harder than people like give it credit. Like obviously it's like you have so many incredible actors and actresses, but the amount of time it takes to really dial in, and it's like that's why I like listening to podcasts and like listening to actors talk about what they enjoyed and what they didn't, and how they get into character and how they don't. I think the only part that is like that I've like really kind of tried to steer artists I've worked with that are younger than me. It's like, try to not stigmatize yourself. It's always gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like whatever like medium you're in any type of artistic endeavor, any type of entertainment shit.
Right.
But it's like breaking out of that stigma is a lot harder than people think. Cause it's like, it's like a lot of people think of me as just like, you're the college rapper guy.
Right.
And it's like, I've always been a big supporter of like, prove people right that believe in you. Fuck people
Totally.
that like, fuck proving people wrong. Like, it's like, dude, I'm pretty sure after 13 years of doing this, you're fucking wrong.
Right.
So it's like,
100%.
it is what it is. But it's like, that took me a while to, get over, like people's perception of you.
Yeah.
And like, once you get over it, you get over it. But like, there's also still things, it's like, dude, we're human beings. And someone's like, you're a fucking bitch. It's like,
Yeah. Like you're reading that stuff.
it's like,
you
don't.
Yeah.
you see it,
I don't love that.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah.
I don't love that, but I'm also not going to say anything on stage.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be a menace.
Really? Oh, you did that because you get. I didn't even think of that. When you're getting like we get chirped, but it's in the comment section, so it's not like we have to immediately address it. Whereas you're getting chirped like I'm sitting front row, and if I was like fuck you, like you have to. Old days were you going back at people that were chirping you in the crowd?
Oh my God. So we had like a couple like defense mechanisms, like for like if there's a super hater in the crowd.
Oh God.
It was always boyfriends.
Really?
Boyfriends of girls who came to the show.
My girl is way too excited to see Sammy Adams.
Like, I'm only here because my bitch wants to be here.
Right.
It's like, and
Well, your bitch is wearing the pants, sir. So watch your mouth.
thank you for buying 2 tickets, you fucking bozo.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? There's no way she's not hitting the merch table later.
Yeah.
Right.
I might sign one of the tits you paid for.
She's going to bed in an oversized Sammy Adams hoodie. So
Show was great, huh?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my
buddy.
God, that was incredible.
it's like-
Did you like it, babe?
Right.
So it's a lot of that. I mean like coming from Boston, like the amount of people that are like, what part of Boston are you from? I'm like, dude, literally from like Magazine Street. I can walk to Fenway before
yeah.
you can.
Yeah. Fuck
Like
yeah.
where is Boston?
Yeah.
You know, like is it like the secluded areas of Roxbury and Dorchester?
Right.
Because it's like, you're not a Boston rapper. It's like, all right, dude.
Your neighborhood
Right.
doesn't sound dangerous.
Right.
So
Like-
clearly,
It's like, was it absolutely pretentious to call myself Boston's boy? Of course. I knew it would
I think
rattle.
very necessary. Yeah.
I knew it would rattle the cage. 'Cause it's like, this fucking kid goes to
Yeah.
Trinity.
You'll always get those.
And his
people.
parents have a real good marriage. What's up with that? God.
Real good marriage. I mean, the second best shit was like, well, his dad's a politician. It's like,
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, his dad's a politician. His mom's like the heir to Bally Fitness. I'm like, do you know how much I fucking wish that shit was true?
Yeah.
Heir to Bally Fitness? I'd be on a PJ like, Mom, I cannot fucking talk.
Yeah.
You stupid bitch. God, leave me alone.
I'm doing downward dog at 30,000 feet. Please leave me be.
It's like, yeah, it's like that. But that was always funny to me because like where we grew up, like it's like even people that aren't from Cambridge or Boston, like they'll be like, oh, so you're from Cambridge, real nice place. I'm like, Central Square
Right.
in 1995, dude.
Right.
A little bit different.
Bulger was still lurking.
Yeah,
You know?
like when we did Conan, like one of the homies, I forget who, I think it was B.O.B. or someone was like, he's gonna come up to you at the end of the episode and he's gonna say some shit that you're not even ready for.
Just to rattle
Well,
you?
because
Just to,
Conan's
like-
from around
Not-
here, right?
Yeah, not even to rattle you. Apparently he says shit to get like a rise out of someone if like the interview or the thing doesn't go well.
Oh,
Right.
But like,
Interesting.
But he like we respected each other. We'd met before, like we'd done dinner and shit. So he just comes up to me like right after, like you know when they do the SNL creds and they're all like, oh,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like with like the with like the Shane, what's his name?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis.
Everyone was like, "Don't fucking touch me." Yeah. And it's like I love that for him. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Me too.
keep hating on him.
Right.
Incredible.
Like it's
Yeah.
insane. But oh my god, Conan walks up to me and goes, "Central Square, huh?" He goes, "Used to buy all the crack and heroin there."
Damn it, Conan.
And I was like, "Wow, fuck, they're right." Like, and like,
What a great chirp.
I was like, well, yeah. And then like, I started to get into it, and he's like, anyway.
The hair flip.
I'm like, yeah, my brother was over on Pearl Street in River.
Yeah. Speaking of drugs, all right, let's.
Yeah. Jesus, Conan. Dude, what the hell happened to Malfie? Speaking of Boston's boy, he was hot for God, what would have been
Couple years.
20, 30, and then
What was his thing? Star Gang?
Star Gang.
Star Gang, and
Remember
then
that he came out
Mattapan.
so strong, and then overnight, like,
Well, we
maybe
saw
doing
him,
a life sentence.
We saw him.
We don't know.
Saugus Arena opening up for J. Cole. That was
Yes.
when J. Cole wasn't even J. Cole.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he was, and Malfie opened up for him, which
Yes.
seemed like he was on that trajectory.
Totally.
Shit.
Great word.
And yeah, fuck, I
Unbelievable.
haven't heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting with those like up and coming artists because without like a team, I feel like a lot of the times if there's too many people like, yo, you're crushing it, you're fucking not.
Right.
And it's like I needed to get like a straight like glass check into the wall. Like this song sucks.
Right.
For you to
this-
like wake up.
Like this song sucks.
Yeah.
Like you're not barring up as usual. Let's move you to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Better luck over there.
Is that
buddy.
what happened? Because how long were you in town here? Like take us back to, so 20, God, it would have been like 2016, 2017. You did, so I'm 28.
Yeah.
And you did Spring Fling, and then we had you over our house after 10 Pleasant. And everyone
Oh,
got
10
like,
Pleasant.
Pleasant got crazy.
Rev me up.
A couple thousand people in the backyard.
Oh, 100%. It was
That shit-
bigger. We had a bigger crowd at our backyard than
Yeah.
at Spring Fling.
Yeah.
And it was because
That
of
place
Sammy.
would get
Like,
crazy.
Sammy's gonna be
dude.
here. You
I
guys
mean,
should pull up.
like I
Couple fights inside.
Oh yeah, there's no
Sammy
rules.
Adams outside.
No rules.
I think a lot of it too probably comes down to like there is a huge lack of studios in Boston.
Oh, there is. Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you still got Perry absolutely fucking horn dogging away at Cyber Sounds. You know, and he's like, if you say like I want a session, like Perry, I love you to death. You already know that, my guy. But if you say you want a session, he's like 6 hours, 7 hours. I'm like 1.5.
You're like, damn.
Right.
Yeah. You're like, what
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I get this shit knocked the
Right.
fuck out.
You're like, I'm not writing here. I've
like-
got to come in ready.
And also, like artists tend to get like that sense of like elitism and like I'm famous type shit. When really it's like your budget, bro, is like insane.
3 raspberries.
Yeah. Not Whole Foods raspberry.
No,
Right.
no, not even.
I could give you some Bud Light. Actually.
You're at fucking if your wife's pronouncing it, smack it basket.
I was about to say, yeah, good old MB. Where we're
know?
at on the
Right.
day old section, you know?
It's like, but it's like I think that's a huge thing that the music industry has never tried to work on. Like when he was opening up for J. Cole, I think after I opened up for Jay on like 3 or 4 shows, and his voice was just shot. And
Right.
like I think we went on for like an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
And he's always been the coolest motherfucker. It's also like you can really tell this dude will like never go toe to toe with
Fucking
J.
kill
Cole.
you.
Does it get a little intense?
No, not intense like that. He'll just kind of give you this look like, bro, this is before the dreads. I will clap.
Oh, okay.
I will,
Gotcha.
I will non-sexually and verbally clap your cheeks, like straight up.
Gotta respect
You're
it.
like, actually, my mom's calling. I should get out of here. This isn't even my thing anymore.
But the coolest, most down to earth guy I've ever toured with in my life. I think he was so incredible and so dialed in, and he had that moment to kind of go on tour with Hove and
Right.
go into that lane, and he decided to not do that. And I have the utmost respect for that
Yeah.
because he's outbarred everyone.
Yeah,
As a lyricist, insane.
It's like, look at Drizzy, dude. He dropped 21 Savage like his head game was weak. Like,
Bars.
Right.
Write that down. Write that down.
and then it's like, we're actually doing a tour with J. Cole. It's like, oh, wow.
Right.
Wonder how that's going to sell.
Dude,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
even speaking of like all that, because we know that you can have a good time. What is like one of the wildest tour stories that you got that's that you're able to talk about?
Legally.
Legally, of course.
Legally able
Or
to talk
non-legally.
about.
Yeah.
Could go no limits.
Right,
Go
exactly.
either way.
But you got to have something. We were talking about that earlier. Like, oh man, those tours, dude, must have gotten pretty wild.
Yeah, so we were, this was quite a lineup too. It was Waka Flocka.
You already
me-
know that's a party, dude.
Waka.
Waka Flocka, me. I think B.O.B. was on one of them, but it was us, Wale, Flo Rida.
Oh, damn.
And I think Pitbull.
Mr. Worldwide.
Those are some heavy hitters
Yeah,
right there,
damn.
though.
You know, Pitbull walked so I could run. But like the bus drivers were all like in contention with each other, and I think we were playing University of Delaware, and we're playing the big pavilion, and there's 15,000 people, and like I'm on first, like fuck my life.
Yeah. People are still like filing into their seats.
Yeah, it's like
shit.
people are looking at their ticket stubs while I'm playing my best song.
Seat
Like,
15, where is it?
like, yeah,
Everybody, I want
I
to
think you're
go.
in my seat.
I want to go to fucking 15E. Where the fuck is that? And it's like, so that was crazy because it actually just rang off. Like,
Yeah.
people were going nuts. And like, then you have Waka, who's in those days was
Going hard in the paint.
like,
some might say.
like he's toned it down. Like, he's vegan, you
Right.
know.
A businessman now.
Probably
you
because
know.
some of these instances. But all the tour bus drivers were in contention because they were like, there's absolutely no way you're leaving the campus with any students. So we had.
Sure about that?
Yeah, bud. Hey, bud, you want to put some money on that?
You sure about that?
You sure about
Because
that?
I
about that, dude?
pretty sure we could do whatever we want. And the bus drivers just like they pulled the ultimate bait and switch. So you open the exit windows in the back. This is before my wife.
Filing people. Yeah.
My life. But you open the fire escapes in the back.
Yeah.
So we have Flo Rida, his tour bus driver blocking the cops.
Oh, Jesus.
And Wale's bus kind of like, we're kind of doing like a half prism here.
Okay,
Right.
yes. Circling the carriages.
And
right.
we have double ladders into me and Waka's buses.
Oh my god.
Just people filing.
And there was like a couple of guys like, you should be okay. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
That's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't go to any on campus events. Like, I mean, we used to try to go get an extra bag like at a frat because
Right. Might as
you
well
know they
cash
got
in.
it.
it's like, you know, they have like the little jelly bean bowl and they're already all stoked up on
Right.
whatever they're on. So it's like, yeah, dude, it's like, I mean, come on, you're like the chairman, you know,
Right.
You're the social chairman,
Right.
or whatever the
Devil's
fuck that
Kai.
means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's like, dude, come on, I got you, bro. I can fucking totally make this happen.
Already know, dude. Already know.
And then it's like we're all in handcuffs.
Oh Jesus Christ.
But so we legitimately all stayed at the same. And life on the road is not that.
Is it not all it's
No, it's just not that like. It's like, oh, I bet they stay at the Four Seasons. It's like, fucking try a shower room in the middle of Ohio.
Right.
Where you don't even not want to wear Crocs to shower.
Right.
Motel 6.
Right.
We'll leave the
It's
light
a
on.
hobo getting a blowjob right behind your room. Like, what the fuck is going on?
mean-
One night, boys. Yeah.
I mean, there was legitimately one where I went to go shower and it was an empty pool and there was just a full couple in there. It had to be 40 degrees. Just
Just doing it?
no, just on lawn chairs. Soaking in the 30-degree weather.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, meth is a hell of a drug. I've never done it.
Right.
Welcome to
I've never done
Minnesota.
it. I've never done it on purpose.
Right.
Never do it twice. Am I right?
Right.
But so we all meet up in like a Hampton Inn parking lot, and it was like 4 tour buses, and it just looked like a nightclub. It was like,
God.
That's crazy.
The hotel manager's like shaking. Right. I don't know if we can sleep all you guys.
Yeah.
and like, I mean, on top of that, there's so many good ones where it's like you end up with like in the most bizarre place of all time. Like, like I remember playing a show, and my tour manager was like, "There is a chic." We were in Cabo San Lucas. Mm-hmm. He was like, "There's a chic," and I was like, "The fuck is a chic?"
You were like, God bless you. It's like, what did you say?
He's gonna read my palm.
There's
You're falling asleep. What did you say? I didn't.
like I thought like I was like, what is a chic? He's like the chic of guitar, and I was like, oh.
You like curtsy immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sorry, my liege. But but I was like, what do we? I was like, what are we supposed to do with that?
Right.
Or how do we please the chic?
Right.
Talk to him about all your past traumas and stuff.
And it's at like Squid Row in Cabo, and we're walking up, and it's like 7-8 flights to get to like the medallion.
Oh,
or
wow.
whatever thing that looks the suite, and it's basically a big ass floor that looks down on the rest of the club. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna
Like, am I hammered right now, or are we
like
100 floors up?
this is gonna go one of two ways. Like, I'm either gonna be on Tag the Sponsor by tomorrow. Like, hey, I took the 50K
Which is fine.
trip,
Right.
Totally fine.
got a little doo-doo left in my molars.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
But you know, it's like I didn't know what to expect, and it's like me, my manager, like a couple of the homies that were on the road with us, like my production manager, and this guy has a bag of cocaine.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
It's like 2 times the size of this.
Holy hell.
All right, fine. You can stay.
Fine.
And it's like, and I remember this is so embarrassing for me because I was like, is that an OtterBox? And the dude was like, he had a translator, so I was like, is this an OtterBox?
You're like Beats by Dre
that-
Case.
Yeah.
It's like,
New headphones.
it's like that is waterproof. And he was like, huh. He kind of looked at me like, yes.
Sure.
And I mean, this is definitely the craziest because I thought it was about to get wild, crazy. He was about to bring, a bunch of ladies in there.
Right. A cheetah of some sorts.
He brings like a few ladies in and a lot more dudes. And
Whoa.
Here we go.
he pulls his pants down
Here
and
we
he
go.
shits
No.
on the glass floor that's 9 floors up so everyone can see him doodling.
No. Holy hell.
That must have been some good cocaine.
And I was like, I have been here before, but in a stall at like the Detroit airport.
Right. Somewhere where that is acceptable.
I couldn't hold it, but I was so blown away. Like, oh,
Whoa.
my God. And I was like, so the pooping's real.
Right. I appreciate the confidence that it takes.
I think
The pooping.
I mean,
Is that a fetish over there? Is that like a...
I think it's just to like tear down American women.
Right. Or like mark your territory. Hey.
Wow.
It's like, oh, you think she's hot? She took $80K to get shitted in her
Right.
mouth. Like,
Oof. What happened to the rest of the room there? Because I'm assuming like if my wife pooped on the floor right now, it would kind of end the show. You'd probably be
Hypothetically
like-
speaking, of course.
well,
I think
I'd
that's
be
where
gagging.
we're drawing the line.
Yeah, like the day would be over.
yo,
Dang.
technically, it wasn't even there. It was like,
Oh, let's go.
it was like,
Respectfully squatting right here.
Please get a video of this outside of...
and he was pooping on his shoes.
Oh my fuck!
Like took out a newspaper. Don't mind me, guys.
Oh my
Jesus.
god!
And I was like, I was appalled.
A little impressed, but mostly
I'm more
appalled.
impressed.
Mostly appalled.
Like, dude, and this is so bad. This is so bad for me to admit, but it took me so long. Like, remember the old Foxborough Stadium
Yes.
before Gillette? I had such a hard time peeing.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Am I right, guys?
because it's like, there's obviously like the unwritten rule, like don't look at this dude's dick, but it's like that concrete fucking
Right.
that concrete slant that is basically an aqueduct of fucking mess.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like
Splatter everywhere.
it's like you got like the rock set guys in the six
Right.
six to the right, and then you got everyone else in between. But it's like I don't think I could get more than like a super like after a long flight fart out.
Right. Well, let's be real.
Like I could do like a
That's respectful.
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 It'd be rude if you didn't.
Right.
like
I mean,
I might be able to get like a saucy like
a little question mark.
just because
And your butt had a question. Let's go to Sammy's butt.
like maybe depending on the airline, like I don't know if it's Qatar. It's like
yeah.
I mean, I would say the other craziest story is from tour is one of our friends took a bunch of Xanax and had never taken Xanax.
Oh
There you go.
boy.
Zombieland.
Jesus Christ.
So it's like it's one of those double decker planes, and I'm like, it should be fine.
Right.
Like,
Couples.
There's a bar here.
he should be fine. Like he obviously knows how to like break down a ladder,
Right.
like break down a bar. And I guess he just took like straight up 4 milligrams of Xanax and walked down the aisle to the public in a robe and was like, "You fucking peasants."
Oh my god.
You have
And
a
was
cigar
like-
in his mouth.
I'm gonna go talk to the pilot.
Yeah. Exactly.
And was like, and just going insane. Like someone came up to us, like your buddy is like legitimately doing like.
There's gonna be some rough air here.
He's like, you better strap in because there's two
Seatbelt light comes on.
Bing boom. Marshall, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Stove.
It's like,
Right.
It's like don't threaten me with a good time, but not.
But damn.
for that.
Right.
So I'm responsibly, taking prescribed.
Right.
I was almost.
They were given to
I
you.
almost
Right.
said methamphetamines. That would be a
Right.
whole nother story.
Yeah.
Benzodiazepines. So I'm hoping he's all right. And then we get woken up, and he has 7 seatbelts
Oh
around
no.
him.
Can't be too careful. Am I right?
And it's like there's got to be 10 hours left in this flight.
Damn.
And it was
They have like an apple in his mouth.
Just suck on that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the most chaotic, where it was like
And this is a buddy of yours, like tagging along for the tour.
a buddy of ours that caught the same flight back. Luckily, wasn't
okay.
part of our team.
Gotcha.
Luckily.
Thought this was like maybe a manager where you're like, well, he brings in great deals.
Yeah.
So work hard, play hard. Am I right?
It's like,
As long as he's working.
let's be honest. Let's weigh the pros and cons before we
Come on. He's a great guy.
It's like if you're talking about dead weight, he's not dead weight.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
He's in
right.
the contract. He's bringing it.
Right. What's a Xanax here and there?
Come
if
on.
He's going to do all that.
As if we all haven't been there.
Right.
Hypocritical assholes.
Even
Yeah.
as wild as it gets, what is the Sammy Adams pre-show ritual look like?
So that's a great question because my pre-show ritual is it has varied throughout the years. I would say like I was never very nervous because this shit was such a pipe dream.
Mm-hmm.
It was so beyond what I thought it would become. That it was kind of just like whatever, dude, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get to it. With that said, probably 6 handles of Cheetos.
There it is.
Just in case any
There
nerds
it
did
is.
show up.
Yep.
Want to make sure we
And,
subdue those.
You know, like really, like I kind of stopped smoking weed before shows.
Not even a joint before the Collie Bud show? I was stoned out of
always
my mind.
that. Always that.
Yikes.
But like yeah, later on it kind of just got in the way of and like I guess it was weird for me because I wasn't comfortable with like being recognized.
Right.
I was actually more comfortable with people shit talking me than coming up to like me and my wife and being like,
Right.
"Yo, what's good?
Throwing
Like,
the-
we
yeah.
love you." And it's like, we're
Right.
at fucking dinner, dude.
That's the
Right.
Boston right there. What's
Oh,
up,
yeah.
you fucking asshole? It's like,
Yeah.
all right, I feel at home.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like
There he is.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, all your songs fucking suck.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's a good guy right there.
Hey, you
Yeah.
have a great night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wishing you the best. So I think that was that like kind of not smoking weed before, not getting blacked out, was difficult
Right.
because you kind of just want to be like, fuck all these people.
Just like,
Right.
don't even remember the night.
forget about all these people.
Yeah. Right. Everyone's naked.
Do it. Everyone's doing it. Just do
Everyone's
it.
wearing no
Just do
pants
it.
and masturbated.
But it also gets to the point, or like got to the point where it's like you get through what you see as your hardest part of the set. You deliver it.
Right.
okay.
It goes
right.
off. And it's like, you know, we sampled like Annie Lennox and Hall and Oates. Like a
Yeah.
bunch of people that listen to rap music are like, what the fuck is this white shit?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just straight whiteness.
It's so Abercrombie.
It's so
ridiculous.
white, I can't even look at you.
Yeah. Gandalf the Great, I believe is what they're calling it. It's unbelievable. You pull out a staff at your next concert.
Right.
You shall not pass. It's like, but that, like I would say the routine has kind of came down to keeping a smaller circle is really important.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that know someone that might have access to your DJ or your lighting guy.
Right.
And it's just about like how to compartmentalize all that shit. Because it's okay if you're by, you know, the like front of house or your side stage for some people. Some people have lifetime side stage bands.
Right.
Where it's like, if you're doing the wrong song while I'm bent, fuck you, and you're never coming back to a show.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's like, that's crazy to me, because that seems like it's a bit of manipulation.
Right.
If you will. But it's important to just have like 15 to 30 minutes of time to yourself, where it's like, if you haven't already gone over this hour and a half set, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing vocal tracks. We're not,
You're
know.
legitimately singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only part of our songs that have hooks, I mean, I have words are hooks,
Right.
To
Right.
catch your breath.
Right.
And you know, it's like that was always something that I was never comfortable with.
No,
'cause
but
I was-
I'll say as a fan, dude, that is respectful, because one thing we say is like going to a rap show. That's the one thing that pisses me off the
It's
most.
crazy.
Is their dubs track on in the background and they just live ad libs. So it's
Dude, we went
just
to-
ad libs. They're not even doing their song. So it's the fact that you could go out there and just actually rap your song.
Yeah.
Have it sound like the fucking record.
Right.
And it's like the hard part about that is it's muscle memory for the most part.
Totally.
But you also have to understand, like, how big is your stage?
Right.
Like, if your stage is, 20 by 50 feet, and you don't have a band and you have a DJ, you got a lot of ground to cover.
Right, you got some real estate to work with.
If you're off your rocker the last 3 nights, or you're coming out of Vegas off a bender,
God
dude,
forbid.
Yeah.
you know, it's like that liquid IV, the real IV.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
I
on
need
the
it all.
tour bus. Let's go,
please.
dude.
it's like the speedball stripper is not going to save you.
Right.
That's in the bathtub.
Right.
But,
Even though
you
she
know,
has in the past. Not tonight, though. Let's just get that clear.
But it's that is what, like, and J. Cole's a perfect example of someone that is insane to watch live. Same thing with Nas, Jay-Z, Eminem. Like when Wifey and I saw Eminem at Lollapalooza, it was just incredible.
It's insane. Yeah.
Because he has just the multitude of hits he has, we all know, but then you forget about the ones you don't remember.
Right.
And he's just
Yeah.
like, where'd the breath control come from? Like,
right.
I thought you were addicted to pills.
Right.
That's out the window.
Right. Liar.
Right.
Liar.
Next thing you know, he's talking to his mom again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Him and Kim are dating again. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, yeah. Who's been some of your favorite artists to work with through the years?
I would say, like, number one for me is Pharrell. Such an uplifting, happy guy. Very, very hard to get in touch with. But also, he's one of those guys that kind of gives you, like, zero attention, and then you tweet some wild shit like, well, fuck it. No one's ever going to hear a fucking Sammy Adams song again. And he's like, don't be crazy.
Comes out
Now
like
you're
God.
back. Yeah.
Hold up.
He honestly sent me a DM like, don't be crazy. Like, your tone is uncanny. Like, everything's so catchy. You're but one song away. And then I'm like, hey, man, how are you and Helen? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a Pharrell cosign is fucking huge, dude.
You jump in Pharrell's car, you see that, where he's got the whatever that new Mercedes is or whatever it is, where as you accelerate, the music changes in the car.
Oh, yeah.
And as you decelerate it,
He always had that type of shit. Like, when we worked at Circle House, like, it was insane because, like, they'd be making like fire Caribbean food and Haitian food, and I'm working with 2 producers over here, and he's not like juggling 2 different sessions. He's like all in.
right.
I don't think anyone will top Pharrell. I was in talks and have like endless emails with Mac. We just had different tour schedules.
Yeah.
But Mac really, understood, like, you're not trying to just do hip hop, and I really fuck with that. And he was the only person that really had that, like, point of view.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. And I was like, let's get to it with Mac. And then he hit Europe before we did. And for some reason, it just never really panned out. Like, we were always just missing each other. R.I.P. One of my favorite artists of
that
all
seems
time.
like it would have been an unbelievable fit
Sammy
to
Adams,
do that, because
Mac,
both
holy
you guys
hell.
coming up, like, when you did, it more respectful in the fact that it required so much more footwork. Like, you couldn't just get 100,000 on TikTok from like a viral sound. Like, you're going to the clubs. There's fucking printing out flyers. We're using printers, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the footwork is there. So that's what you can really appreciate, especially with the both of you guys.
Well, it's like you both have street teams. Like, there's no such thing as a street team anymore. Like, no one's like, what do you want, a do-rag or a hat? It's like, I want a hat. We don't have any hats. Like, I guess I'll take a do-rag.
Fuck.
You look great in a do-rag, Nathan.
Yeah.
It's like, also, I don't think me and Mac would have do-rags. But at the same time, it's like, you never know. But it's like, I always had so much respect for the fact that he said fuck you to Rostrum and other labels and like made a jazz album. I'm like, go off, kid.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like,
fuck yeah.
It's giving great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like he was.
What a callback.
He was.
Excellent
He
callback.
was. He was just he was way ahead of his time. And I think he also really appreciated like that I liked electronic music and different types of music. And I grew up on jazz. That's how I learned how to play the piano.
Wow.
That's how I learned how to play use like the DAW of Logic Pro and basically produce music.
Right.
But I mean that's probably one of the most sad things ever. And rest in a fucking Chic from Guitar's piss and shit.
Have one for Mac, huh?
To whoever gave me
Unreal.
this bag.
Cheers. Unbelievable.
But I would have to say, right next to Pharrell would be Enrique Iglesias. I was writing a song in the Atlantic Studios back in the day, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like doors open policy, which I hated because sometimes you're just not on.
Right.
And you're
Doors
like,
open in the studio, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like some dickhead kicks the little thing in the door.
Yes.
And it's
the
like-
little rubber stopper.
It's like, oh yeah,
Like,
come,
shit.
come catch me fucking up these 90 takes. It's like
Great.
Good God.
So
And
I don't mean to cut you off, but like your recording process, like you said, you go in there, need an hour and a half or something. What is that like? Like when you go into the studio, are you just banging out tracks in like 45 minutes, or is it more like of a process?
I would say at first it was kind of like when it wasn't my money,
Yeah.
which
like
at the end of the day you learn as an adult is your fucking money.
Right.
Which
Totally.
which is insane.
You're like, wait a minute.
He's like, fuck.
Hold on.
I'm like, buy the whole club out. It's
Yeah.
like, it's actually yours. I'm like, the club? Like, no, all the check.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh.
Good God.
Well.
It's like,
Well.
Right, so you carry the one, add the two, $50 million.
Okay, wait a second.
Yeah.
All right, the decimal in the wrong place.
It's like, so can I change my name so I'm not underwater
Yeah,
for the
right.
rest
Yeah, that
of
would
my
be
life?
incredible.
But you have like a writing process, right? You're going in there with your bars ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like if it's like depending on the track, I would go like I'd probably be the most hyped to bar up like and body some shit and then work on the hook. I've always been a fan of female singers on hooks that aren't samples. And sampling's getting so out of control these days that it's kind of nuts. But I would go in, bar some verses, move on to something else that needs bars. And then I started getting into the writing process of like, we can make this melodic and not so like rappy,
Right.
I guess. Some people would say the opposite, like not as hip hop. It's more rap because
Right.
now I think OG like hip hop heads and like I'm an OG hip hop head in terms of what I listened to growing up. And I don't know. It's different for each person. But I would say things are more rappy now because you can kind of auto-tune the shit out of yourself.
Totally.
And kind of put down like, or melodyne your hook, and then you kind of have a ground for what you're writing about. But I never wrote hooks before I wrote verses.
Right.
Because my second verse has always been better than my first verse. And it's always pissed me off.
That your second verse is better.
Because I'll
than
be
the-
like, there's no way it's going to be better than this. Like,
Yeah. This is a banger.
this doesn't beat this right here.
I'm like, I done did it today.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, even with
Then
all
verse
that,
2, you're like, shit.
when you, let's say, just because All Night Longer is such a banger.
Yeah.
When you finalized that, did you like have that moment when you looked at your boys and you're like, all right, like this is gonna be a fucking hit? Or did that just happen kind of organically after you recorded it? Or did you know, like, once you recorded that, you play it back, you listen to it, you're like, all right, we got one.
That one's crazy because it was at a time where I was in between that you gotta have substance in your bars, you have to have catchiness. There has to be something to pull like people in.
Right.
Like when I wrote the like in Vegas, at Gagger Bars, those were like, I was like, this is gonna get destroyed by the second verse. But
Okay.
I think it was the first time I'd ever had a co-writer in the room with me.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's like one of those rooms where it's not TVs, it's whiteboards.
Right.
And people are just fucking writing shit down all the time.
fire.
And it's like, I went to Trinity, I can barely read.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's just be real here.
I have dyslexia, so this is not going to work for
on
me.
the lake.
Like, Rungle Donger?
Did you now having that writer in there with you? Was that something that, like, you enjoyed, or was it more like throwing out suggestions that you didn't really fuck with, or?
It was the first person that I could actually come to an agreement with, because there's a lot of times where people want to write a song with you, and it's like, why don't we say then instead of then? And it's
God.
like, get the fuck out.
Easy there,
Ow.
Chach.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Is that what we're talking about?
Get
It's
out.
like, it's like, are you the person on fucking Thanksgiving that's like, it's aunt, not aunt?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll murder you.
Once you start nitpicking like that, I could see that being a little frustrating.
But it worked. The only part about it that always irks me is when you work with a big executive, they add another producer, they add another writer, and in a lot of cases, half of the public knowledge doesn't realize, like, go look at RIAA or like the Billboard credits.
Yep.
Most of these people, the phenomenal ones, mostly write their music, but
Right.
a lot of them don't.
Well, they said what
100%.
was
and it's 18 motherfuckers. Like,
Right.
were y'all all in here at the same
dude,
time?
They say
It's
for
an assembly.
like fucking Single Ladies or one of Beyonce's top hits, there was like 55 writers that were
Jesus.
credited, and that's a song, like, she has those songs that are like bridge chorus done.
Yep.
So not even a
Yeah.
verse, and you're repeating the same words, bridge chorus,
Right.
60 writers.
And it's like that was a crazy part to me, because before I'd ever worked with any of my idols, anyone famous, I was focused on my sound. And I think it was really difficult for Sony RCA to understand that I wanted to put out another project before trying to glam me the fuck up to be
Right.
like One Direction's bad, dangerous older brother.
One Direction's brother with a neck tattoo.
Which like
Like that guy.
which
He's on the
like,
no-fly list.
it's like, if it worked, dude, God bless you guys.
Right. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. How much control do they have? Like,
A lot.
is it
Yeah.
like, are they completely guiding your career?
I mean, to be honest, like my A&Rs that I worked with, like Jay Graham from RCA was a great guy to me personally. We had our disagreements. Promotion's always going to have disagreements. The
Right.
craziest part about labels is when it's like, okay, we went through your mood board and go look at pull up the fucking Only One artwork. It's like, who the hell is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this looks like someone you just pulled off of Huntington Beach, like
Yeah.
off of their parents' like triplex.
Yeah.
And
They're trying to get you to fit some mold.
and it, like, I've always loved pop music.
Yep.
But I've never really loved writing a full on pop song. Like,
Right.
it's always been bars and bridges and then a catchy hook.
Right.
Which like, for some reason, they didn't really
They were
piece
not.
that together. But Mike Karen did a fantastic job with All Night Longer. And trying to find the funniest shit is trying to find the radio edit for that song. Like, There,
half of
like,
It's just the
bleeped.
chorus.
Yeah.
well, we had tell that bartender make that mother stronger.
Yeah.
That's a fucking immediate.
Yeah. You're like something about a butch mom.
Right.
Does CrossFit. I don't know.
And then there was like tell that bartender make that mother stronger, and it's like now it sounds like a mom needs a CrossFit class.
Right. Yeah. Now we're just.
Right. Or it sounds like I have Tourette's. It's just fucking
It's-
all over the place.
And so it was like impossible for them to get a clean edit of this, and
Right.
I'm like,
So are they coming to you like, listen, we need a radio record. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like they're like just, watch the F-bombs, watch the this, watch the that, because we want a radio record, and then you kind of have to vibe around that or
You
whatever.
know that All Night Longer was too much around alcohol.
oh my
At the
god,
same
no,
time-
well, yeah, so
right,
let's-
right.
let-
That's as shots is being
So,
pushed.
so this is Sony RCA or I don't know if LMFAO was on Epic, but it was within the Sony building.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you know one of the chairmen or one of the presidents doesn't fuck with you. Because it's like, well, listen, mate, there's a little bit too much drinking in this song, I think, to put it on national radio. And I'm like,
you sound
guys
like
have,
you just drank a pint.
it's like, you guys have shots with everybody.
Yeah.
What about the underagers in there?
Right.
What are we in fucking Costa Rica?
Right.
Like,
Drinking age a lot younger here.
Yeah.
it's like it's insane. So that was super annoying because that felt to me
Hypocritical.
That felt like that was the epitome of gatekeeping,
Right.
at that level. And it's like you guys have party rock. They have a whole bunch
Right.
of other shit.
Right.
They're doing just fine. Like one of you is
that like a politics
one of you
thing?
is the other guy's uncle.
But also
Yeah.
that type of music and that type of song and what you were talking about was also really resonating with a huge audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's weird for them to fucking throw that one out there.
And so I didn't understand that at all because I was basically trying to find the happy medium between make your mother stronger.
Yeah.
And is that on you to come up with? They're like lock you in the studio and you're like,
How do you wanna
we
edit
need a
this
PG
kind of thing?
version here.
And like my idea was like tell that bartender make that mother stronger.
Right.
And
yeah,
the fact that you're saying this about fucking All Night Longer, and then fast forward to right now, my coochie pink, my
Right,
booty
yeah,
hole brown.
totally. We've come a long way.
And they're like,
Sexy
push
Red.
it, push it,
Yeah.
Kiss 108, push
People
it,
need to hear this.
push it.
I mean,
yeah.
it's like
crazy.
I think it'd be mad weird if like I randomly had like a fat ass, but they would absolutely
But then-
exploit it.
Oh, yeah.
They put me in a little zebra suit, like.
It's European. That's what it is.
It's a European cut?
Yeah.
It's like,
That's funny.
I got these in Italy.
Oh, man.
Your wife alluded to it earlier and you started talking about it. What's the Enrique story?
I was working with two incredible producers, SoFly and Nias, and I was really lucky at that time to get curated beats and productions for me. This isn't a beat pack they're just sending to other
Right,
people.
right.
Like these are the A packs that you're getting. And I was laying down a hook. This is kind of when I was starting to feel more like, okay, I can get in my melodic bag.
Right.
Not crazy auto-tuned, but like enough to make me feel comfortable to sing it.
Totally.
Right.
Enrique walks by, hears the hook, and he's like, this shit is fire.
That's
Like,
nuts.
like this shit is fire. And so I finished the song, and he comes in and listens to it, and he's like, it's crazy, but I can't rap that fast.
This is Enrique saying this to you.
So like,
can't.
and I have the original song.
Yep.
And he's like, so we're gonna need to rewrite that. And
Oh, wow.
I was like, first of all, like some people think Enrique's like 5'6". This man's like 6'6".
Oh,
big
damn.
boy.
Gorgeous.
stud. An absolute stud. That's what I was going to say. Enrique
Gorgeous.
Iglesias, holy shit.
Like, I mean, it was like, I was like, bro, He was like, "Can I sit on the couch?" I'm like, "Oh my god."
I don't want to sound whatever, but yes, please.
It's the patent or the pants.
Yeah. I'm taking them back now.
Yeah.
He's like, "You can come sit in my lap in here if you want."
Were you a little starstruck at that point? Because Enrique's, he's one of those guys that has those records that will live on forever.
Dude,
and that's a fucking big deal.
Totally. I mean, we were listening to Ping Pong.
Do you know what it feels like?
Like,
Bangers.
You know,
It's a
we're
banger.
listening to Ping Pong. Every frat party played Hero at the end of the night.
Totally. That's how you know the
You
party
know?
was coming to a wrap.
I love
you know?
that.
And so, you know, I'm definitely beyond starstruck that
Yeah.
he fucks with the song at all.
Right.
And then we just get like kind of down to business, and it's like, yo, you cut your part, I'll recut this so you can cut
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And like we kind of just had that camaraderie, and he kept me on the song as a feature.
Right.
And flew me and wifey on Valentine's Day down to Puerto Rico
That's a good guy right
The
there.
ultimate date.
to play the Coliseo, which is basically
wow.
Puerto Rico's MSG.
Like, hell yeah.
Fuck MSG, we're at the Garden.
That's right. That's right.
Well, what the fuck was that pre-show
That's
ritual? Like? You must
crazy.
have been fucking on one. For
Oh
that,
my,
huh?
yo, actually, it's the craziest thing because his manager was such like a jokester, and I didn't know fucking Fernando at the time.
Right.
I'm like, all I know is your name's fucking
Name-to-name
Fernando,
basis.
and you locked me and wifey's suitcases together, and you're like,
Yeah. Now he knows he's got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my god, this is insane.
Yeah.
But the pre-show ritual was me learning how to get launched 8 feet in the air.
Oh, you came
you
up
came
from
up
one of
from
those.
the under.
Damn.
All right. Everybody's
That's
dreamed of that.
sick.
Dude,
Everybody's
it's-
dreamed of that one.
And, oh my god, when I say it's so much harder than it looks.
Really?
Like,
Right. What you hit your head on the like? You got to be in the
I've
right
seen
fucking
the
spot,
Gangnam
dude.
Style ones where he pops up, he hits the guy.
Psy?
in the yeah.
Psy pops up and it looks like his body isn't moving. It's like,
Right.
ow.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like flailing. I feel like I just hit a ramp at like fucking Telluride.
the,
I'm like, oh!
It's the old school Rey Mysterio entrance.
Yes, yes,
Who's that
exactly.
jumping out the
But
sky?
so
We
the
also got a shout out backstage. We got Anna Kournikova.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean,
Holy shit.
So it was just
Damn.
It was just kind of action packed because, you know, Enrique's kissing my wife on the mouth. I'm fine with it.
It's fine, Enrique. Me next.
Right,
Me
right.
next.
I'm fine with it. I'm like doing the inch over to his lips, like
Yeah.
That's actually very appropriate in their culture.
Yeah, I believe it.
Believe.
Yeah. Italians do 2 on
Yeah.
the cheek, Spanish do 3 on the mouth.
Right. And if it's not on the mouth, we shun you.
Yeah, little tongue in there is fine.
But so you know, it's like the green room was insane. It's like a Pitbull, a Ricky Martin.
Damn.
See, that's
Insane.
And then you just have Enrique and Anna Kournikova, and they're just kind of walking you through everything. And he's like, "Okay, Sammy."
you sound just fucking like him with
Okay,
that.
Sammy, you get down here and do not move until they say "vamos." And I'm like, there could be a potential language barrier here.
Oof, yeah.
Country of origin, please.
Yeah.
And so there was a couple times where this guy almost shattered my arm.
Jesus.
And he was like, listo. And I'm like, I'm on the list.
right.
Trust me.
I'm here.
I'm on the list. And he's like, and then I looked it up and it means ready. And I'm like, fuck my
like,
life. I
shit.
should have known that. Like my mom will absolutely shit on me for that.
yeah.
But the timing of it, so it's not like you can't physically stand
Yeah, 'cause
on
you're-
the thing.
You got to be squatted.
So you have to be crouched down, and it probably took me about 8 tries to land one. Wifey is in the crowd cracking up.
Oh my God.
They gave me a helmet for the
no
first set.
way. Like, I can't come out like this.
yeah.
But like you're under, and you know you have 2 guys that don't speak very good English.
Right.
And like, I'm like trying to do like English to Spanish. Like, fuck is going
A lot
on?
of hand motions here.
So I finally started to stick it, and like it's wild because you feel like you're going 100 miles an hour,
Right.
and it's like you're really 6 feet off the ground, but you feel like you're 12.
Totally.
Like feel double.
Right.
And then it's just the way that you land. Because if you're like lock kneed, it's like double
Yeah, you're getting
extendo
right.
good night.
Right.
Oh. And so that's
Tear an ACL on your entrance. That's
Like-
the worst.
it's like there goes my PR market.
Yeah, we're done.
There
you
goes
know,
college soccer.
Wrap it up.
And so he's
The
now
term.
the equipment manager.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me, buddy. There goes college soccer.
But so we're on, like, I'm on the thing, and the guys, you know, I thought they would have it queued up, and he's like ready, and I'm like, wow, he's
damn.
being a dickhead to me now.
Yeah.
Like ready, and I'm like, this isn't the right part of the song.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
because it wasn't. It was his.
You come out way early.
It was his second verse, so I didn't get on it,
Oh, wow.
and the disdain, like, ugh, how could you not trust me? You bastard.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it's the wrong part of the song. And it threw me off almost to the point where right as I was supposed to fly up, I almost lost my balance because I was looking at the dude like, fuck you. Fuck you, told you.
Don't push that red button.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, like, fuck you, I told you. And I landed it. And it was insane. I mean,
Fuck yeah.
it was like...
Did it end up matching up? Was it the perfect time of the song?
It was the perfect time of the song.
Yep.
We ended up doing it at MSG, a bunch of other stadiums, and arenas, and it was wild. Like for him to kind of like look at me as a little brother and appreciate the
Right.
fact that I wrote like the song for him
Totally.
was. Like it's a milestone I could never have imagined in my life.
That's insane.
And it was so cool to have his utmost respect and like anything we needed in a place where, you know, everyone's kind of at his beckoning call.
Right.
It was wild. So
That's nuts.
that's like one of the cooler like real experiences, because even with Pharrell, it was short and sweet,
Right.
But always supported by him, and Enrique would just kind of took it over the top in terms of like that was the first time I went international,
Right.
which was huge for us because
amazing.
it's like when you look at Shazam and it's like 700 people in Bali, Shazamming
minute,
your
what?
song. It's like we can't even fucking afford to go there.
Like, yeah. We're like, oh, really?
But even that must have
Damn.
felt good being like you said earlier, like you didn't want to just be in rap, like you want the hooks, the pop, the this.
Right.
To then have that Enrique cosign and then Puerto Rico and venture out into that genre and
Yeah.
that crowd, that must have been fucking crazy. Like Kid from Boston is 10 feet in the air at Enrique, you know what I mean?
In
And then
Puerto
you're
Rico.
landing and starting it. That's got to
And
be insane.
Yeah, it was the most surreal thing ever, and like just the way that his team conducts things, they make you feel at home. One of the biggest things, like they took care of my business manager, his wife, my wife, fiance, not even fiance, girlfriend at the time.
Wow. Hello. Look at that.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing? So that was really cool to me because there's a lot of situations where you're kind of just like in the what the fuck is going on zone.
Yeah. 100%.
Especially if the team doesn't have the same like ideologies and ideas about how important this person is to, like, it could just be the fact that we were promoting that song.
Right.
But we've kept in touch for a long time. And,
Hell yeah.
There's always like more opportunities, and that's one of the beautiful things about music is it is like Pharrell said, it's like you can have a cold streak for as long as you want, and you write one
100%.
smacker, and
Right.
100%.
good night.
It's
Right.
over.
And that really opened my eyes to not limiting myself to just curating our set list to people that want to hear rap, or
Right.
people that want to hear pop. It's like, let's give them a whole, mixed bag of what we're good at.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's kind of where it got me to today, where it's like there's electronic music, there's DJs, there's pop artists, there's
Yeah.
rappers, there's mad people that don't have any idea how I got here, and it's just taken those trials and tribulations
Totally.
of like, holy shit, what do I do in this situation? Because I'm mad nervous.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm trying to keep it together, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yep.
like their budget blows my budget out of the fucking
Yeah, you
wazoo.
start to like compare, and then you get inside your own head,
and
you're
it's
like,
like,
oh, shit.
and like whoever said comparison is the thief of joy. Thank you for that.
Best line ever.
One of the greatest lines ever, because it really doesn't matter how well someone else is doing compared
Totally.
to you.
Right.
There's always going to be, slip ups, and there's always going to be big wins, and you just got to kind of ride both sides of
Right.
that.
Totally.
And keep an even keel, because it's so easy to just want to throw in the towel and be like,
Yeah.
well,
Fuck it.
I had my day.
Yeah. It seems like you've done. That's one thing I'm always telling Ash and I had to learn kind of the hard way is you have to keep to that even keel. People are cheering you on. You're the best. Love your wife's accent. But if you acknowledge it, but you don't go too far into it.
Right.
Once the boos come,
Yeah.
same deal. People are like, boo, you fucking suck.
Right.
You see it and hear it, but you're not leaning too. You stay
Yeah.
right in this weird neutral ground.
No,
to keep your head.
that neutral, like that neutral zone is it's never a comfortable one.
Right.
No.
It's not like someone's patting you on the back like, hey, you're doing great in this place that's real fucking weird,
Yeah.
and you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, it's this balance beam over like the Grand Canyon,
Right.
You know, and you're
It's like, yeah, I'm pulling up to Pharrell's house in my dad's fucking Ford Maverick.
yeah.
But that's fucking sick.
Dad's like, don't bring it back empty.
Yeah.
You better fill it this time. I swear
Right.
to God.
But
It's like, there better be a fucking Murcielago on the back.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
But that's like like, do you think when you were on your come up that it was harder to kind of get out there being from Boston? Because outside of you and Malfie, who is no longer really doing, there's no artists really coming out of this area.
Millsy, right?
Millie's.
Yeah.
Millie's.
Yeah,
Millie's.
shout out Millie's. Me and Millie's grew up in the same area of the coast in Cambridge. And it's two totally different genres of music.
Right.
But he came on tour with me. It's always been love.
Yeah.
He's always been a phenomenal lyricist.
Right.
Like since day one. I remember his first track that I was sent, and this is like when we're trying to figure out who's a good engineer. Like, do we have to
right.
go all the way to Ashmont to DJ Dramas
Right,
to cut
right.
all these joints? Like, and I was kind of more in the bag of like being a producer, because I think I'm 2 years younger. I think he's my brother's age. But, like him, Bia, Cousin Stiz, shout out all of
Yep.
them. Like, they're doing their thing, which is fantastic. And it's like, Boston's always been a place that is so fucking hard to elevate because people hate so hard.
They just hate. That's a
100%.
great way to put it.
It's like that East Coast vibe.
Fucking
It's a
hate.
little bit of hate in
Yeah,
there.
fuck you, buddy.
know? Yeah, no matter what you do.
I mean, I've had people come up to me like, I really thought you were the biggest pussy in the world, and I might still.
You're like,
And I'm like, okay, like, damn.
Right.
try the veal, I
Like,
guess. You know?
It's like, what? Why you gotta say that shit to my face?
Yeah,
And they're like,
damn.
just kidding. Like, I love this song and this song. And I'm like, oh, only two songs.
Right.
Oh,
only-
But they say
Great,
like
great.
your hometown is like the last one to come around
Exactly.
as far
Totally.
as like all that shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially being around here, the fucking attitudes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
I think that's a testament to, a lot of people were curious as to why I went to New York and then LA, and it's just such a networking thing.
100%.
And shit gets weird in LA. Like I didn't like Los Angeles very much because
We just talked about that.
you know, people are and like obviously for my safety, I'm not going to say names, but a lot of people try to set up fake shit, and it's like, dude, like this is like the woman I love, bro.
Right.
Like, I've never in my life thought I was going to get married. Please don't tell me to like push a single. I need to go date someone.
Yeah. Right.
Because like that's it's a wrap.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
We just did an LA trip. It was our first time out in LA, actually. And we said the same thing. We're like, there's two things. There's this weird, dark element out there that's like pretty prevalent. And then we notice a lot of people are always saying, instead of I'm doing or I just did, it's always I'm gonna do. Like, oh, I'm gonna go into acting. I'm just working on a buddy's thing right now. Or
I'm
like,
gonna go to lunch for the third time today.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's a fucking coffee?
Yeah,
Right.
it's a lot of
$35?
not a lot of I'm doing or I just did or come with me to get involved
Right.
with, you know. Yeah. Bring us up to speed current day. What's a day in the life of Sammy Adams currently, and then you're here in Boston. How long are you in town, and what's going on? This little mini tour?
Kind of. We just got back from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Which was a sick little wedding, little concert vibe.
Yeah.
Doing a little surfing, a little exploring. It was
Fuck yeah.
awesome. Then we went to Panama City.
Hello.
Not Panama, Florida.
Yeah.
PCB, baby.
And yeah, it doesn't it actually rings true. I hate college. So I don't miss spring break at all.
Yep.
Like we played a phone party with my buddy D-Rock, and it was super fun. But the people under the phone shit, it's like, dude,
Just
do you have like an iPhone 30 that like is like just
that can withstand this car wash you're in.
Right.
it's like I mean I was also, is it not soapy? Is there children's shampoo in here?
Right.
What's going on?
Brought to you by
I
Dawn
sting.
Soap. Yeah.
Like it was.
Is spring break now over or underrated?
I mean, depending on the check you get,
Right. Right.
Legally
think-
speaking.
Right.
I think that matters. But it's a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, we couldn't decide if like kids look older or younger now.
Yes.
Or are smarter or more stupid.
Right.
And then you wait till about 7 p.m. and you definitely know.
Yeah, and then these idiots. Jesus Christ.
But so we did that. We're doing Boston tonight and then New York tomorrow.
Oh hell yeah.
And then like a bunch of new music on the way that I haven't really talked to anyone about, which is great.
yeah.
Because it's kind of the epitome of what we've talked about. It's a mix of like bars and things I've always been like really, really passionate about. I feel like what's his name from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, like, and now I'm feel terrible.
Yeah.
He was like a major. He was like a major inspiration on me, and I just didn't realize it, and now I feel horrible.
Because who could be afraid of a Jeffrey? Oh no, that's a fucking, what is that? That's a different.
Let's get him to.
Yeah.
Now we're just
Just
It's
also
a bit of weed, heroin. Well, why do you call it Jeffrey? Because who could be afraid of a Jeffrey?
I need you to.
Exactly.
I need you to put this all the way in your asshole.
Yeah. Don't look at me like that. Just do it.
both your accents extremely spot on. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's
Dude, I'm
good.
excited for your new. Any release dates you can drop, or is that just
Yeah, I think
little TBD?
so. I think one of our newest songs is supposed to be slated for the end of March.
Ooh, let's go.
Which is big fire.
Fuck yeah.
I'm super pumped on this one. It's like I'm getting into a lot more of like my electronic roots, which
Right.
feels great. I'm still being a big pussy about pushing this to like big labels and people that I respect because I want to fine tune it.
Right, right.
I'm at the point where I kind of want to do like another tour and then use that, money and funding that we make to fully like hit production school for the things that I don't know how to do well. Because these days, like engineers are starting to become just as popularized with like, the exposure they get that you do. And it's like, if I can get half of the shit that's out in my brain, which is not ever going to be possible, it will be fucking incredible.
Right.
And I'm close. I'm just not ready to play certain things for people, not out of getting shot down. I think because I know personally it's not ready.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of me maturing that I didn't have before.
Totally. Dude, it's so cool to go and see you do things like when I was back in college, you had like the voice of college with the I Hate College remix. It's cool to see you mature into the role you are now, coming into the married space. Like, it's cool to see your career really develop.
Yeah.
And I started out saying it when we started the show. I DM'd you. We used to do a show zero following. Like, I'm talking, I maybe had 200, maybe 300 followers.
No way.
I shot you a DM. It was like, do you want to come on my show? We do the show at the Greatest Bar across the street. Maybe 3 listeners at the time. And you actually got back. I was
gonna say, was I a fucking asshole?
No.
Didn't respond?
Dude, I was working a regular sales job at the time.
Let's go.
I wasn't even doing social full time, not even close. And I remember going back into the office. I was like, Sammy Adams. So it's just so sick to see like how much of a real dude you are.
Thank you for having us coming by. Like, this was an absolute pleasure. A lot of these are just kind of annoying.
Well, I'm sure you've done 1,000 of them too, like from radio to pods.
And you know what's crazy? It's like there's one camera on me, which is that I know of right now. Most of them, it's like I'm looking at myself like, and here comes the cross eye.
Yeah.
Because like she told me the other day, she's like, you just have to be able to fix your face. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like, rude.
I was like practicing my eye and like,
wait, dude, you don't have a cross? I don't see a cross eye.
No.
This one goes wild. Does it?
It's like Michael Scott. Excuse me, I fell into the pool of acid. Eyes first.
Holy shit. That is so good. Oh my
Fell
God.
in. Eyes first.
Wow. Well, you look great. All right.
Right.
Cross eyes and all. I'm a fan.
Right.
Thank you for stopping by. And that is the No Limits Pod. Hugs and kisses day. Love you.